Hey guys, welcome to another video from Historic Militaria. Today we're going to be looking at the Austrian Steyr-Hahn pistol as it was used by Nazi Germany during World War II. So the Steyr-Hahn was a World War I pistol that was made by the Austro-Hungarian Empire and used by the Austrian Army during World War I. It was a standard service weapon. About 300,000 were made. Some even were used by Chile, and Romania was another user, and you'll find some of those floating around on the military market today, the military collector market. The majority you're going to find, though, are going to be straight up Austrian used World War I examples in 9x23, which is this caliber right here, 9x23 Steyr. And it is just basically a long 9mm round, long, powerful round. But it wasn't standard in World War II. So by the time Germany decided, hey, let's annex Austria, they annexed Austria, and they had all these really nice, these are very well-made guns, Steyr-Hahn pistols floating around. So somebody decided, hey, let's go ahead and rebarrel them for 9 parabellum. And it wasn't that hard of a thing to do. So they rebarreled them in 9 parabellum, and they now fire the standard 9x19 Luger round. So the way you can tell, the easiest way you can tell that one of these is a Nazi service pistol is to look for this 08 stamp right here, which is the German designation for the 9mm cartridge, the 9mm Luger cartridge, which is 08, and that stands for P08. And as you can see on an original box of German World War II 9mm, it is model 08. So the other thing you're going to notice is, and these are general marks, some of these will have different marks, but this has got an Eagle N and then a German acceptance triangle. I'm not off the top of my head remembering exactly what that triangle acceptance is, but it is pretty standard to see on these pistols. And then flipping it over, you're also going to see this Eagle L, which is a police marking for the police forces. So it kind of makes sense. These were sort of internal security guns. They weren't a frontline gun. Your Luger, your P38 would be your frontline guns. But for police use, they are an excellent, excellent gun. They are reliable. They're powerful. They take 9mm. They hold 8 rounds in a non-detachable, so an internal box magazine. Kind of an interesting design. They are a recoiling barrel, which Steyr definitely liked and used on a few different designs. And here's the barrel right here, taken out of this guy. It's a rotating barrel, rotates about 20 degrees as it's unlocking to delay the opening of the breech so that it can be so that pressures can drop enough so it can safely open up to eject your round and load your new one. I believe that these 9mm barrels were actually new production by the Germans in World War II. This one, the only real marking on it is the serial number of the pistol, and it matches the serial number of the pistol it was taken out of. And it also has a German Eagle N acceptance mark on it. The reason I don't think this is an original World War I production barrel is there's no K stamp on it. And the K stamp was something that the Austrians used to denote acceptance by their military in World War I. So as you can see, there's a couple of Ks here. And this should have a K stamp on it. World War I Austrian barrels generally did. This one does not. I'm not saying that the Germans perhaps didn't, somehow get rid of it in the process of converting this to 9 parabellum, but I do believe these are just new barrels that were dropped into the guns, serial numbered and dropped in. The other thing is a 9x19 will fit nicely in the chamber. whereas a 9x23 will not, and your gun will actually not chamber on a 9x23 if you load one in. The 9x23 usually came on an 8-round stripper clip, and the way it worked is you would actually just load your shells in from the top. This is your stripper clip guide. You load them in, push them down into the internal magazine, and you'd actually lock your gun open using this lever. It would engage with this cutout right here when it was open. You'd load your 8 rounds, push them down, discard your stripper clip, and then just push that lever down. Your gun would slam forward, loading your round, and you'd be good to go. Unfortunately, when the gun is cocked, it's a little bit hard to uncock onto a loaded chamber, but you can put your safety up like that, and you're completely safe at that point for a cocked and locked gun. The other thing is the 9 Parabellum will fit on the 9x23 stripper clips. So if you've got one of these in 9x19 and you've got some 9x23 stripper clips, you can use those. You can even use Mauser broom handle stripper clips. They generally will work pretty well too. And I think, I've not tried it, but I believe you can even use CZ52 stripper clips for the 7.62 by 25 round. You can use those stripper clips because the ammo dimensions are going to be the same, certainly at the base. So just a little kind of easier to get than trying to get original 9x23 stripper clips. And just going through on these guns, this guy has got the original Steyr 1915 date. It has been arsenal refinished by the Nazis at the time of a refurb. They ordered, like I said, about 60,000 of these to be refurbed, and that was part of the refurb. A gun that needed it would just get a general going over to kind of get it ready for reissue. The other thing you'll notice are the original Austrian proofs here, and that's WN, and then the year that it was proofed, so World War I date, and then again your Eagle L. A lot of people seem to talk these up as being SS weapons. I really haven't seen any particular evidence of that. I'm not going to say the SS didn't use some of these, but as I understand it, it was more of a police weapon that would be given to local police, maybe police conducting operations, anti-partisan folks, people like that who didn't need a gun they were going to be using on the front lines, but certainly needed a reliable weapon. And it just made sense, since they had so many of these floating around, to refurb some of them. This one also has the same markings as the other one. You've got your German acceptance marks, your P08 stamp. This one does have some rather interesting, what I believe are unit marks on the frame as well. You've got your serial number repeated. You've got your date of manufacture. This is a 1917. This is just the safety to tell you that it could be made safe. And flipping this guy over, we've got actually devoid of markings on this side, except for your German Eagle L and your Austrian proof marks. So nothing too amazing on these, but just kind of give you an overview of what they are. And if you come across one of these, you might find it in 9x23, might find it in 9x19, but you know what you're looking at now if you see one marked P08. They are great shooters. I have thoroughly enjoyed shooting these guns, not these particular ones, but certainly other ones in 9x23. They're reliable and accurate, and they really don't have a lot of recoil because they seem to soak up a lot of that recoil just through their system of operation. Other than that, remember to like and subscribe, and we'll be looking at all kinds of other interesting guns and ammunition and all kinds of stuff in the near future. Thanks for watching.